1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Man,
how many times?
It's been a minute.
This is just the check mic. 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Welcome back to Whole Lotta Podcast.
What?
Whole Lotta. Man, whole lot of time.
That's what it feels like.
You just call it a sometimes podcast. A whole lot of sometimes. But welcome back to another episode. This is your host, Ebenezer Ojo.
Hope Adebayo.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are so sorry. This is probably the longest hiatus we had.
Why you say sorry?
No, this is the longest hiatus we've ever had.
Are you sorry?
I am. I am. Because our viewers are expecting us to
They
post.
are. A lot of people have been
weekly. And
talking to me.
A lot of people have been on my neck.
They have been on my neck.
You know who was always on my neck? My brother. And then when he stopped being on my neck, I knew it was bad.
No. Enoch, no.
That's how I knew it was bad, bro.
Bro, my coach.
Continue. No, for real. It has been such a minute. Yeah, Enoch was like, Ebenezer, when are you going to post? When are you going to post? And then he stopped saying, when are you going to post? I was like, dang. He's giving up on us. He's giving up on us. But
no, that's crazy because my coaches, my friends, even Faith, when she went to, when she traveled, they were asking.
Oh, when's the pod? I know. Post? We had some in the cut that I was supposed to edit and post and just never got to it because that was when I was wrapping up with school and things like that. But no excuses, man. No excuses. The pod comes first. The pod comes first. The pod comes first. We apologize. From now on, we will be posting.
Let's not. Don't start to make promises you can't keep because it's gonna be a one-way promise.
We will try. I won't make a promise. We will try to get these out to you guys weekly. Yes, if I gotta fly to San Francisco to meet Hope wherever he's playing, we're gonna try to make these episodes happen more consistently. Yeah. More consistently. With that being said, Hope.
Yeah.
How has the last June, July, August, September? How has the last 4 months been?
It's been. Did we make a pod in the summer?
We did, but we just never posted.
That's true.
I never edited it to post out.
Okay.
And there was one that I did have ready to go. I don't know why I didn't shoot it. I just got busy with school.
Yeah.
And then the other thing too was, I just got lazy. And then there was another one where I don't know if I'm gonna ever post that one. I might.
What?
Because the last time I met up with Hope was when I came over to his crib to do one.
Yeah.
So I went over to his house. It was already super late. And we set up the tripod. This dude was like this. Yeah. What do you think about that? The guy was already so
I forgot about that one.
And I never went back to edit it, but I'm sure it's so bad. But I'm going to chop it up. I'm going to try to chop it up and post it as shorts.
I think I was a zombie.
You were so out of it, bro. You were so... Because Hope was so out of it.
I was so gone.
I feel like I have to go back. And we might still post... There's a couple things in the archives of Whole Lotta Podcasts from the... Palestine one that we never posted.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one to not.
It was a good one not to post. But there's a couple in the archive that I might still chop it up and post as shorts. But there's also ones that we did back in Skyview that we just never posted on YouTube, like my parents' house.
Your parents' house.
That we never posted on YouTube.
Bro, I was just thinking about that.
Those are like Whole Lotta Survival, Whole Lotta Love, Whole Lotta Dookie.
Yeah, those are the originals.
If you guys are OG fans, you know those episodes. And those episodes, they all have video. But the videos were too shitty for online. Yes. But one day, we're going to chop those up and we're going to give them to you.
Figure it out.
Don't worry, we got a whole lot of podcast archive. Those clips are gonna come out eventually. Yeah. Eventually. Once we get our 50th subscriber, let's give that benchmark. Once we get to our 50th subscriber,
how many do we have right now?
I think we're like in our 20s.
Okay.
Yeah. Once we get to our 50th subscriber, we'll put out clips of those archives because we have videos from almost every episode that you've seen. Like the first 10 or 20, we have at least like 10 videos from those full-length episodes, but we just never posted them.
Never posted.
But yeah, for the last 4 months, how was your summer? Actually, yeah, this is just like, how was your summer?
Dude, it was crazy. You know, I worked every day in the summer.
Really?
Yeah, every day.
What were you doing?
A single day. Was teaching. Was teaching the kids.
How was that experience? Because you flew out for a month, came back.
Right? Teaching kids.
Yeah. Does it make you want to have like 10 kids? Or make you want to have like...
I want to have 10 kids so that I don't have to raise them like how these parents are raising.
Oh, damn. They were bad kids?
They weren't bad. They weren't bad kids. I believe there's no bad kids. There are bad parents.
Oh, okay. That's a good point.
There are bad parents.
That's a good point. But so what made it bad? What made it a crazy?
It wasn't that bad. I actually really enjoyed it. The kids were really good. It was just a lot because you're dealing with something new every day. Yeah. Like you don't know what these kids are waking up. What was the age range? 6th to 8th graders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So bro, there was a time this kid, she didn't want to read.
Oh, really? Was it like quiet read time?
Yeah, it was quiet read time because she wasn't going.
Whoa, so what was she doing? Just being on her phone?
Nah, she was just not doing nothing. Oh, and this is the program for kids who need to be reading.
Oh, wow. It's like a summer school.
Kind of, yeah. Oh, so she wasn't reading. And I'm like, all right, bet you're not going to read. I'm going to read to you.
Oh, that's actually a good way to turn it.
Yeah, but man, it was like that, just little behaviors.
Oh, okay.
But then,
man, because and that's the other thing I always felt. I never really got to understand the teacher's perspective because
it's brutal.
We go to school, you probably have to remember like 7 teachers' names because you have 7 classes, 7 teachers. Teachers have to remember like 100 kids' names. And then each kid has a different behavior. Yep. Each kid has another parent that's maybe wants X, Y, and Z for their kid. And it's just so much. But now you get that perspective. Would you have wanted to be a student in your class? If you could go back, would you want yourself as a student?
Yeah, I'm biased. Nah, I think I'm a strict teacher.
But no, I'm talking about you, 6th and 7th grade Hope. Would 6th and 7th grade Hope be able to be in your class? This man went through middle school.
Oh my goodness!
Don't get in trouble. Don't get in trouble today.
No,
there was not a day this man did not get in trouble.
No, there's not one.
Those principals knew his name, first and last, and middle. They knew him in that office.
I would not want me in my class. Heck no. Heck no.
A bad little kid.
But it was good though. And then I worked the country club.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Which was super
What was your job there? What was your job there?
I was in the locker room.
Oh. Handing them a towel when they got out the shower? What do you mean? What's the locker room do?
So it's just like so this is a pretty expensive country club.
Oh.
So.
You said?
Mm-hmm. Money. So in the locker room, it's just like a regular locker room where the members change clothes, take showers, sauna, or whatnot. So pretty much just folded towels, and just said hey and hi.
Yo, the other half, I got to experience. I got to like just nibble
of the other half.
Of the other half.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Oh my goodness! Yeah. I never want to go back. Yeah. When we went to, I think it was Santa Barbara or something like that. No, I don't even know where it was. It was in Los Angeles.
Oh, when you guys went to that restaurant?
It wasn't even the restaurant. We went to Los Angeles and my sister had booked this spa for me, myself, and my little brother. And this spa, I'm not going to say the price on here.
It was insane.
Let's just say Tawi. A Tawi. We were talking about a Tawi or more, right? We go to this spa. It's at the bottom of this hotel, right? First of all, we had to drive like 35 minutes out from where we were staying to this place. We get there, right? We're looking for parking. We finally get to the parking garage. As we get into the parking garage, we're seeing Mercedes-Benz AMG. We're seeing Bentleys.
AMG.
We're seeing Ferraris. We're like, you can't check the address. Is this the right place? We finally park in the parking garage. We come up. We walk in. The front of it's at the basement of a hotel. The front of the hotel has like pink Lamborghinis outside. We don't even know what's going on. It's like an event or something. We walk inside, and this butler guy's like, hi, how can I help you? And we're like, we're here for the spa. And they're like, right this way. And they lead us into the hotel. Right? We don't even press any of the elevator buttons. They have like an elevator dude. Press the button. We go all the way downstairs, right? And then you're just hearing these nice, serene music. You can't even see where the spa is. Oh my God, you can't even see where the spa is. The lady comes out and she's like, your spa will be ready. There's a whole room just for refreshments. like the cucumber water, all of that. You got a whole robe, top to bottom, fuzzy slippers, right? And then we go downstairs, and then they're like, "Oh, would you like champagne? Da 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 da." We're like, "Oh, sure. They bring it out, and then within a few minutes, they call us out for the massage. We go in individually into these dark ass hallways. I feel like that's what they
took up. Stop.
I think that's what it looked like. Stop. But we go into these dark hallways, right? They bring us in, and then the lady, I go in. This is my experience. I go in. The lady says, "Robe on or robe off, or clothes on or clothes off." I said, "Clothes on." So
wait, you left your clothes on?
I did. Just my shorts. So
I was taking it off.
I just left my shorts on, and then I took the robe off and I put it down, and I laid down on and then she put some. I think it was like hot massage oil. It was hot
oil.
Yeah, it was like, 'cause it made me go like this. Like, what's going on? She put it on my back.
This is why you don't allow people like you to do expensive things. Talk about.
She put and then she started rubbing, and it felt. That was my first massage. I've never had a massage before. That was my first one. I want one, and it lasted like. And I was like, okay, maybe I just want a massage for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
This massage lasted 45 minutes to an hour. It felt like 20 minutes. Because it was a different body part she was focusing on every time. And then she told me to flip over. And then she did my stomach. And then she did my chest. And then she did my, oh man.
Wait, so you're telling me if you had...
Yeah, shut up. But she did every corner. I was just like, yo, this is how the other life. And then she just like left. For like 5 minutes and just let the music play, and she was like, "Oh."
And you're in the dark room.
I'm in the dark room. I'm in a dark room.
You can't see her.
I can't. You can see. It's like dimly lit. It's like super dim, right? And there's music.
How do you know it was a woman?
Because I saw who brought me to the room. You think they might switch a room when they got?
Hey, it's not impossible.
But they did have male massagers. I think Enoch got a male.
Yeah. I'd have to request a woman. I'm sorry. I'm not letting man massage me.
We went. That, I kid you not, was one of the best massages I ever had. Because that was the only one I ever had. And then there's a whole giant ass pool, right? And it's huge, but it's just a hot tub with crazy jets. And they said that they put special minerals in the jets. So when you go in there, it's supposed to, after the massage, it like exfoliate your body, cleanse you of like whatever, and you just sit in there and just in the bubbles for hours. It was amazing. Mind you, this is at the bottom of a hotel. So people who were like going to that hotel, they come here like every other Thursday. They're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go downstairs for the spa." Us, we were visitors.
One time,
we were just visitors. We were just visitors. I was just like, yo.
That's crazy.
Oh, man. So I understand what you mean by your diamond.
Yeah, being around rich is nice. I like it.
It is. It's a different thing entirely, bro. We felt so out of place. So once you did the locker room stuff, did you get tips?
Yeah. Was the money? I was,
You were racking it in?
What? Sometimes I even have more money in cash than I did in my account.
Really?
Tips was nice. Dang. Especially in when they do like big tournaments. Oh my goodness.
Crazy.
Oh, when Trump got assassinated. Oh, that was a good day.
He did get assassinated.
Oh, my bad.
No, this is The Simpsons.
My bad. When Trump attempted.
Yeah.
The first attempt.
The attempted assassination.
That was a good tip day, I believe.
Dude, I feel like, why do you feel like you got so many tips that day?
Well, it was just because it was a tournament, and then everyone came into the clubhouse, and we have TVs.
Going on.
Well, they were just done with their playing golf,
the tournament.
And then it was right when it happened.
You think a lot of them were Trump fans?
Donnie, we did it, Donnie. Come on, bro. And some of them were cool, but then you know how people get sometimes, and they're just like, some people get too touchy, man. As a black man, how do you feel?
Really?
And they're drunk too. And then you're kind of like,
so they're like, and
I just don't like people touching me. And I'm not because someone's just like, how do you feel?
With their hot breath, with their hot tequila breath all over you.
And it's just like, how do you feel?
Did they ever try to slip you like an extra tip to do a little something strange for a piece of change?
What type of strange? What?
You're already in the locker room, and you said you got a lot of cash. You don't get that just regular. Do you do extra services? No, extra service.
Extra services. God forbid.
Oh man.
God forbid.
But you enjoyed your experience. 10 out of 10, you would do it again.
10 out of 10, I would do it again. My bosses were amazing.
Wow.
I literally
Shout out to Edina boss.
Yeah. I spent so much time laughing my ass off.
How old is your boss?
Boss is probably like 50 something.
You think he's rich?
He's not married.
Oh, so he's like...
He has a girlfriend.
Oh, really?
But he drives a nice car.
What kind of car is it?
Like a Audi, like R8.
Oh, dang.
And he just got a blue Corvette, I believe. When
that's
we were there.
Yo, if you ever see a Corvette in Minnesota, just know that's like retired, older 50s guys' favorite cars to have. Our principal had a Corvette, and he would always park it in like the back lot, or the black Corvette. Yeah. And it's like the middle class's Lamborghini.
And it's not even middle. It's still $100,000.
It's not expensive.
It's a $100,000 car.
Nah, like it's a $100,000 car for getting a 2025 version.
No,
if you're getting like a 2023 Corvette, it's not $100,000.
Yes, it is.
It's like 80 or less. They're not that expensive. For when it comes to luxurious cars, they're like at the lower end. They're the middle class's Lamborghini.
I would still say like it still looks nice.
Oh no, it looks amazing.
Looks nice.
That's what I'm saying. It's the middle class's Lamborghini. If you ever drive through, I see a lot in Woodbury. Every nice car I've seen has been through Woodbury, Edina. I've seen a Lamborghini in Woodbury.
What's the other fancy car that's not so fancy? Everyone likes to.
Is it small? Is it like a sports car?
Yeah, it's a sports
Charger?
No, not Charger. I forget the name, but it looks nice, but it's
it looks like the Corvette?
Yeah, it kind of looks like a Corvette. Yeah. It's just dookie.
Corvette?
McLarens are good.
Corvettes are not bad. I would honestly, I would want a Corvette.
It's a poor man's Lamborghini, like you said.
It's a poor man's Lamborghini. I would want a Corvette if I didn't have any more expenses, like I had it paid off all my bills or something, get a Corvette. But it does look nice.
How about you? What you been on?
This summer has honestly been like one of the best summers. Like I traveled, I went to California, enjoyed that. That was such a good time. I feel like that was my first time really in the West Coast, because most of the time that we travel, it's always in the East Coast because we have family there. There's always something going on in the East Coast. Oh yeah, that's true. We did go to Vegas. That's West Coast. Traveled to California, enjoyed that. What else did I do this summer? We had a wedding. Whose wedding? We had a wedding. It was an in-law. So one of our my brother-in-law, basically, my sister's brother's brother, got married, and that was super fun, but a lot of work. That was like 2 weeks of running around, grabbing things, buying things, making sure things were in order. But honestly, by the time we got to the days of the events, it was honestly so much fun.
It was draining?
No. It was draining at that particular moment, but I feel like once it was all said and done, it wasn't that draining. I feel like once we finished it, once we got all the food done, once we got the counting the money, all of those things, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Yeah. I feel like when it comes to weddings, one thing about a wedding is that you will always, like whatever you budget, you will always go above that budget.
Oh, not me.
You will always go above that budget.
No, bro.
Right? Like people will have a set amount of money that, okay, we're not going to spend this much, but then this payment will come up. Then that payment will come up. Then we have to settle this. Then that happens. Especially if you're doing a Nigerian. I feel like we've talked about this. If you're OG, yeah, we have. If you're OG members, we have. It was probably a whole lot of Nigerians that we talked about it. But when it comes to Nigerian weddings, it's a 2-day event.
Ugh.
You're having 2 weddings.
You really
are. You really are having 2 weddings. One is a traditional wedding where everyone is in traditional attire. You have something called the alaga, who's going to come and it's basically an MC, but for a traditional wedding. And they're going to be the one to facilitate things. You have gifts that you're going to give to the bride, and it's a lot. You have a venue. It's basically like a big reception party, right? And that could go on from probably started at 6, didn't end till 10 or 11. And then Saturday, we're actually having the dan-dan-dan walking down the aisle, the white wedding, and then the reception party. It's a lot. Weddings are expensive.
Trust me. Yeah.
Weddings are expensive.
I'm not I'm looking forward to wedding. I'm not looking forward to pay for one.
Yeah, no. I feel like people, it's known for people that when they're doing weddings, a lot of people will go into debt.
I'm not doing it.
No, people will do it. Because at the end of the day, you're trying to get it done and you're trying to do it right. Because you're only going to do it once.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
But
you're only going to do it once, so you want to do it right.
This is the thing. A wedding is a one-day event. Being married is a forever thing. I'd rather spend more money in being married than spend a lot of money in marriage.
No, because I do know a couple that last year there was a lot more weddings that was going on. But last year I went to like 3 different weddings. And one of them, they just did the trad and then they did Thanksgiving, which is basically just coming to church on Sunday and just like walking down the aisle.
Smart.
Thanksgiving. And then the rest of the time, they spent like a month traveling. Like going to Costa Rica, going to Europe, just traveling. And that money they would have spent on like another white wedding, they basically spent it on themselves and enjoyed. Like a long honeymoon. It's smart. It's smart. Because I feel like a lot of people feel forced, especially in like Nigerian spaces, to do both the white wedding and traditional wedding. Personally, if I get married, I would love to do both.
Do you remember my take on that?
What, that you'd rather do
what I would rather do?
The white wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's changed.
Oh, really?
Probably do both now.
Yeah. Because I really feel like it's our job as the parents of immigrants to continue our traditions.
Parents of immigrants?
Or the kids of immigrants, right? To continue our traditions. Because if we don't do it, nobody's going to do it and it's going to get lost. I would love to sit with my kids one day and be like, oh, look at the trad wedding. This is what this means. This is what that means. Yeah. Like, I feel like that's important. You don't want to lose that.
No, you don't want to lose
Even if you're in a different country, I feel like you should keep those types of things going.
Yeah.
And I feel like those type of things will make your parents happy. You don't have a choice. You think you have a, like, you're like, oh, I'm going to,
it's whoever's paid for it.
Hey,
if my parents have a choice for it.
You know what I was talking about? I was saying there's somebody called the Alagadla, basically the MC. His mom does that for a living. Like, she gets flown, she's busy. She gets flown out to different places to do it. And he's talking about, oh, I just want to do white wedding. Nah. That's not happening. That's not happening. Every single one of her kids is going to do a trad.
Let's first get...
Even Love is probably going to do a trad.
First. Let's get engaged first.
But yeah, but this, honestly, this summer has been relaxing. And the biggest thing about the summer is I graduated grad school.
Psych.
I'm done.
I'm fine.
I'm done.
No, you finished in a year.
Yes.
That's huge.
Accelerated program. Finishing a year. There was this time.
Culinary education.
DeVry University. At DeVry University? No. This is an accredited college. Don't play with me. So, it was basically a year, so no breaks. So, winter break, I had school, I had classes. Summer, I had school, I had classes. But yeah, there was this one semester in the summer, just this summer, where in between the semesters was like 2 days, or like a weekend. And we're just on to the next couple classes.
Okay, but Ebenezer, in that year, I've never seen anyone procrastinate homework.
It was bad.
In my life.
It was bad.
I'm talking about you could get Ebenezer, happy go Ebenezer, for 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then that 2-3 weeks, you should have been doing it in a project. And then he decides to save it for that last week.
Nobody talked to me.
He disappears.
Nobody talked to me.
No one talked to him. No one texted him. No one called him.
I was locked in.
He was in his dungeon.
Yeah, locked in. There was this one time where I had so many assignments due that I hadn't even touched it, that I had to take off work just to get my assignments done. And the thing is that you have enough time because you have 7-week semesters. And they schedule it out so you can finish it in 6 weeks, and you can have the 7th week to basically review your work before you submit it. I literally did all those classes in 3-week spans. Some of them in 2. Because I would just procrastinate so hard. There was, like, the GPA that I graduated with, I could have easily gotten a 4.0 if I did not procrastinate and wait so long. Yeah. That's one thing that I've realized too, like, GPA don't really matter, bro. GPA don't matter. There's not one. I've probably had over 15 interviews, right, in my lifetime, and there's not one person that was like, oh,
what's your GPA?
What's your GPA? Oh, I see your GPA. I love it. I like it. Oh, yeah. No, they do not care. Even with the masters that I currently have, my employer hasn't been like, oh, Ebenezer, you finished your masters? Oh, here's another 50 grand. No, they do not care. But the thing about it is that you can use your degree to leverage yourself to go somewhere else that does care, you know? So I feel like it's just a stepping stone.
Yeah.
And I really did not want to, and like a quick message to people who are in the middle ground, right? Like you just finished undergrad. You're like, should I go to grad school? Is it worth it? The money, the this, the that, is it worth the money? So to me, my program was a year and was only $10K, and I paid as I went. So I didn't have any student loans from grad school, right? So for me, it made sense because the program worked for me, right? So if the program, you have to find a program that works for you. Like I have, like the person that did the wedding this summer, they're going to grad school as well. Theirs was 2 years, and it began hybrid, and then the rest of it was remote. And it worked for them. Like it works for them, and they were able to get a lot of grants and stuff because they go to Morgan, and they had a lot of money coming in. Morgan had a lot of endowments coming in, so they're basically going to school for practically free, right? So it works for them. Like whatever works for you is what you should do. Yeah. If I had to go to grad school in Minnesota and it was a 2-year program that I had to come in at 7 o'clock every day after work.
Ebenezer doesn't leave his house for nothing.
I would not have this degree. I would not have this degree. If it was like, oh, you got to leave and come to class 7 to 9, we're going to be doing this. No, I would not have done it. No. Like it just worked so well that it was fully online. And I push on, if you can give
a shout out to the school or no?
Oh, Eastern University in Pennsylvania. If you want to push yourself to finish a degree and finish it quickly and actually have a lot of material, because
procrastinate.
And I have a lot of material that I can use that it's actually helping me in my current job. Online is the way to go. Like I will always shout out Eastern University. Such a good program, very quick, and it was.
We're not sponsored. Whatsoever. They could care less.
But honestly,
they already took your money.
Yeah, exactly. They already took the money. But such a great program.
Yeah.
Such a great program.
But no, that's good though.
I enjoyed it.
I started new work too.
Oh yeah. How do you like your job?
It's good. I actually enjoyed it.
This man, I had to induct him into corporate America. Welcome into corporate America. Hope graduated. Got a job using his degree. What was your degree? What did you graduate with?
Computer science and business.
Computer science, and it wasn't entrepreneurship specifically?
No, I changed it. I changed it from entrepreneurship.
So your diploma says computer science?
It says business administration, minor in computer science.
Oh, cool. So now you're working as a consultant?
Now I'm analyst. Yeah, consulting analyst.
Do you like doing the analyst stuff?
It's cool. I enjoy it.
Do you feel like they're giving you like the grunt work that they don't want to do?
No, because I work for a small consulting company.
So you feel like you're a key part?
Yeah.
You're actually making a difference?
Yeah.
In like the sales and stuff like that?
Yeah, and I'm learning.
Yeah.
But I'm also playing football too at the same time. So.
How was doing both of that? Working and
one of the hardest
football?
things I've ever done.
No, that sounds insane.
Because I kind of feel like I have 3 different personalities. I have work. I have football, and then I have the personality when I'm around friends and family. But
work has been pretty flexible. Like you're remote now, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm fully remote other than one day. That works out perfectly.
1 day a week or 1 day in the...
1 day a week.
Oh, that's nice.
So I enjoy it. I love it. The people are amazing. My bosses are amazing. Nice. Super flexible. Just a great group of people to work with. So
really?
It's been fun.
That sounds like the boss is listening. Like the way you said, that's a good group of people.
I'm being honest.
Nice.
I'm being honest. Good. Genuinely good people.
Because I knew you were hesitant to pick it up, but just like take what you can get at this point. Save your coin up.
Yeah, and it was nice.
How was it?
Good pay. Yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
Nice.
I enjoy it. It helps, especially during the season. It's good.
Yeah.
But been able to work in really big consulting and then been able to work in mid.
So now your resume is good now because you have a wide breadth of things. But I remember when we were talking earlier, you mentioned you, for this season of football, you're hoping to hit X amount of yards that you're hitting to make All-American and things like that to really seal in your career in football. how close are you to those goals? Is it far away? Can we make All-American? Are we getting calls? What does football look like?
Football right now is interesting, and like we're having a decent season. We're 3-3, which is really not the greatest.
It's not how you want to start.
Not how you want to start, but
it's about how you finish.
It is, and we've never lost more than 3 games.
Okay, good.
At St. Thomas.
Ever?
Never. Like in the last 18 years.
Oh.
We've never lost more than 3 games. So we're already at 3. We're already at 3. So we can't lose anymore.
Wasn't that your first home game in history?
Yeah, we lost our first home game to a D2 school.
That's a history.
We were number 1.
That's never happened in history.
We're number 1 in. Come on now. Yeah, losing to a D2 school.
No, losing to a home game. I thought you guys always won a home game.
So we had it up for like 8 years almost.
Wow.
6, 7 years maybe.
Dang.
So we had that up for a very long time.
That team was cooking that day. That team was cooking, or you guys were just we just
didn't have an identity.
But that team was good though.
Yeah, we have identity now. So I'm excited. I would say personal goals, not doing so well. Only 1 touchdown in the season.
Oh really?
Only 1.
By this time last season, how many touchdowns did you have by October?
Probably around 4.
Oh wow!
Usually when conference play gets going, the touchdowns increase.
Okay.
But I had a good game last game.
How are you feeling body wise?
Body hurts.
Really?
I need a massage.
Oh man! What parts? Like your head?
Head
like
to
your
toe.
neck?
Head to no, not
because
really.
I feel like a lot of like the football side. I feel like it's a lot of neck.
Yeah,
a lot of neck movement.
Yeah, but. I don't know who's doing this.
Whole lot of neck next episode. But yeah.
But body is all right.
That's good.
Gotta maintain.
Staying healthy is key.
Is the number 1 priority. I only missed 1 game.
Really?
1 game, yep.
That's good.
But I'm happy. I'm enjoying it. We're winning, and I love the team. It's good. We have an identity now that I'm really enjoying.
Do you feel like you're going to hit that All-American yardage? Is it still possible?
It's still possible.
How many yards is All-American?
I don't know where I'm at right now. I think I'm at 400. How
many do you need to get All-American?
Probably need to...
600?
Huh? No. To get All-American depends on how everyone else is doing. But I probably need to hit 1.5. So I probably need to get 1,000 more yards in how many games? We have 6 games left.
Wow.
1,000 yards in 6 games. That's about 150 yards per game.
Per game, yeah. Is that possible?
That's possible. I had 114 this past week.
Because they play you quite a bit.
Yeah, they played me quite a bit. I'm happy about that.
Okay.
But yeah, we're moving. So I'm excited. Football's going well. Work's going well. So
yeah, life's good.
Mm-hmm.
Life's good. Man, now let's get into our topic of the day. Thank you so much for coming in and hearing our recap. We're going to introduce somebody. Right?
Yes.
This is somebody that we have mentioned, that we have dragged on this podcast before. When she's here, when she's not here, she has been dragged, but in a good way, Sometimes.
When was the last time she made an appearance? What episode was that?
Whole Lot of Survival.
That was a good one.
See, if you're an
OG videos are the best videos.
If you're an OG fan, you know these references. If you're not, go and listen to those episodes. They're still up. Go listen to those episodes. But this person was on Whole Lot of Survival. That's when we talked about how we had near-death experiences.
How you had a near-death experience.
Have had a couple. We all had them. And she is someone we both known.
Yep.
I've known her for 20 years at this point.
Yeah.
Hope's known her for 20. How old are you? 23?
22 now.
22. So, without further ado, we're gonna introduce Faith Adebayo. Welcome.
Thank you so much. What a privilege for y'all to have me on.
For us.
So we have talked about Faith in a lot of different contexts here.
Really?
Yeah, she come up all the time.
Yeah, we've talked about her a lot.
Your birthday party last year, when
what about my birthday?
You didn't let me wear a gold shirt because you were wearing a gold dress.
Why would you wear a gold?
Exactly. There's
my golden birthday party.
There's rules and regulations when it comes to those types of things.
Stick to the rules.
Should I put mine here as well?
I already did.
Okay, so I can just leave it on here.
Yeah.
Let me just lower this a little bit. We're going to dive into the topic of drum roll.
We know the topic. When do you...
How do you know when you are ready to be in a relationship? So we are all in different walks of life. When it comes to don't do that. What? Be happy. We're all in different walks of life when it comes to relationships. We all have different experiences when it comes to relationships. So we wanted to get a female's perspective, a woman's perspective on when do you know you're ready to be in a relationship. Let's start.
Can we hear relationship status?
Oh yeah, that's true. Let's actually.
I just want to see.
Yeah, that's actually really good. That's actually really good.
And I want to know what type of audience I'm talking to.
Exactly. That's very good. Faith, go ahead. The floor is yours. What is your relationship status?
Currently, I don't have relationship status. I'm talking to
someone. Let's leave it like that.
So talking, and she's in talking stage.
She's not in a relationship.
I'm not in a relationship.
Not in a relationship, but talking.
And she's not talking.
No, I am.
No, she's just talking.
She's not talking.
Oh my goodness. Are you gonna talk for the person?
Like,
all right. Relationship status.
Okay.
Single, not talking.
Not talking?
Yeah.
Shy.
Not talking.
Not talking. Hope.
Single. No.
Wow. Fumble.
That's crazy.
Go ahead.
It's just because you guys were saying single.
Yeah. That's why you should have started.
Yeah, my bad. I am in a relationship. But you know why I said that? Because I almost said married. But then I was like, I'm not married. So then it was like, oh, because I'm not married, then I'm single. And I technically am single.
You see how many calculations you have to do just to say one word?
Like,
being hope is not easy. Being hope is not easy.
We're single.
So how do you know, Faith? How do you know when you're ready to be in a relationship? Like, from your previous experiences, what makes you feel like, oh, I know I'm ready to be in a relationship? Or I feel like this is a relationship that's brewing, that's participating.
See, for me, do you ever truly know when you're ready to be in a relationship?
Let's not get scholarly now.
Not get scholarly.
Do you ever truly know? I don't know if you know. For me personally, I have never been in a relationship.
Jesu. I'm sorry. I'm being funny.
Yeah, you're being funny.
Look, you've not been in a relationship.
But that's because I personally did not want to get into a relationship with other people.
So I've heard of that before. Like a lot of girls that are in, give us your age. Just turned 25.
Yes, just
birthday.
turned 25.
When's her birthday?
October 10th.
Woo! Just had her birthday, big 25.
Big
Woo, 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 woo. So 25 of age, no dating experience. And you said that is by choice.
Yes.
How come?
Because I just feel like a lot of the men of nowadays are not serious.
They're not serious.
And did I lie?
No, I didn't say nothing.
They're not serious, and I feel like if you're not my spec or my cup of tea, there's no point in me wasting my time with you.
So you have a type?
I do.
What's your type?
See, that's a hard question.
Yeah, it is hard.
What do you feel like is the type that is...
Oh, you both?
No, like what's your type when it comes to physicality, intellectually?
It has to be black. You have to be black. I'm sorry.
African American or...
No, actually Nigerian.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Preferably
Nigerian. Preferably Yoruba. But I don't discriminate.
So when do you feel like... So from the perspective of somebody who hasn't really been in a relationship, when is it like... When do you feel like going forward, you're going to feel like, okay, this person is a relationship level?
See, I feel like I'm still figuring that out. Especially in the situation that I'm currently in. It's kind of like a work in progress.
Like it's difficult.
For me, like I feel like I haven't been in a relationship in the past because I don't really know myself and I don't really know what I want. And in order to be in a relationship, I feel like you need to know who you are first before you get yourself into any type of situation.
I agree, but disagree at the same time.
Why do you disagree?
Because I don't know. Just disagree. I'll play. I do have a reason. The reason is because at the end of the day, you can do a lot of work on yourself before you hop into a relationship, but you'll never be able to complete that work. So being with Sid, I've learned a lot about myself from being in a relationship.
What have you learned?
Let's not go into all that.
What's one thing you've learned? What's one thing you learned?
One thing I learned? I like patience. She's taught me a lot.
A lot of patience. That's good. So from your perspective, since you've been in a relationship for how long? How long is your relationship?
9-10 months now.
10 months. What do you...
Never done anything for 9-10 months, Ebenezer.
What do you mean?
Like this is the longest.
Oh, this is the longest relationship you've been in.
Yes.
So prior to this, what was your longest relationship?
Shoot, I don't know.
Like,
I don't.
You don't really count those as relationships.
I don't care. I don't know. I don't even remember.
So how did you feel like you were ready to be in a relationship with Sid?
I wasn't.
What made you? Well, at some point you said, "Will you be my girlfriend?" Right?
Yes.
Yeah,
so
why?
what threshold crossed?
What made you
at that point
decide that?
Sid, you've heard this multiple times, but
talking to Sid specifically.
But listen, the funny thing is, I didn't even, not that I didn't think she was beautiful. She's obviously beautiful, but I just wasn't interested. Not because of anything else. It's just personal.
You weren't interested in her?
Yeah, like I just wasn't interested in having a girlfriend.
Oh.
It had nothing to do with her.
Okay, so at what point did you decide?
A bunch of my friends were just like, bruh, Sid. And I was just like, Sid, what? But the biggest thing is I'll talk highly about her. And I remember this moment very vividly. And this was before we even went on a date. This was before we even started. I barely even talked to her at this point. She came into church and it felt like the room lit up.
Whoa.
So that's when I knew.
Whoa.
The room, like, I'm being honest, like the room, and I tell her this all the time, like the room lights up when she's in there. So that's when I knew, like, all right.
This was
Because everyone else is there, but when she comes in, it's a dark room, but
wow.
I can find her.
Wow. Good one. Good answer. So from that perspective,
what about you? We didn't talk about you.
What question do you have for me? So for me, I can speak on that. Like, for me, I have been in relationships in the past, and the majority of yes, at the S, relationships in the past, right? So I've had experiences of prior relationship, and from the man's perspective, you're always the one to initiate.
Yeah.
Will you be my girlfriend?
Yeah.
The guy's the one to initiate those things. So in previous relationships, for me, what has tweaked I'm ready to be in a relationship has always been driven by different motives.
Yeah.
Has always been driven by different motives because I have had different mindsets.
Yeah.
I believe if you are somebody who continues to think the same way as when you were 2 years ago, 20 years, or even 5 years ago as you think now, you've made no progress.
None.
So my motives and the way that I think and the way that I was like, okay, will you be my girlfriend? Right? Was different every time. The last relationship I was in was a place of comfort. Like, oh, will you be my girlfriend? As like I'm in a place of comfort. I feel like I see a potential and longevity, and I felt like, okay, this feels right. Yeah. Because sometimes you do things and you don't have concrete reasons for why you do things. Sometimes you do things just because you feel like it's right. Like you feel like this is what I want to pursue. Yeah, this is the next thing to do.
Out already.
Yeah, exactly. You're hanging out. You like each other. Why not make it official and date? So I feel like for me, I felt like I was ready to be in a relationship at that time because I felt like a lot of our interests aligned and a lot of the things that we wanted aligned. And internally, I felt like, okay, I felt happy to continue the relationship. Like, oh, okay, yeah, let's pursue this, right? And the motive there, like I said before, was comfort and just basically wanting to do something that felt right. Yeah. And it felt right at the moment. But I feel like going forward, now that going forward with you in your relationship, will you pursue it any differently than you did in the beginning? in terms of why I wanted to be in a relationship? Because you had a reason for why you wanted to be in a relationship, but what is your reason to stay in the relationship?
Because that could be different.
Reasoning to stay? What's there not to stay for?
Okay. No. Okay, expand.
Okay. Look. And it's something we talk about all the time, right? Like I said, Sid is beautiful. She is. Whew, Lord, my goodness.
But attraction fades.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
Right? Where it's like, there are millions of options. At least you think there are. So it's like, being like, oh, well, this person might have this, and this person might have that. Oh, I used to talk to this person, and they made me feel this way, and blah, 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 yada, yada, this, yada, yada, that. And it's just like, it doesn't matter. For, if you keep on trying to search for that thing, you will leave what's so beautiful and what's so amazing that you already have for something that's literally, at the end of the day, trashy. So it's like, if I can't, and this is the thing, before we even started dating, I was just telling the guys, like, this is it. It does not matter. At the end of the day, this is it for me.
Whatever issues happen, we're gonna work it out.
Yeah, and you know me. That's not my cup of tea. As soon as there's a problem.
Yeah, but now you want the mindset of work it out.
Yeah.
So when do you feel like you're past the point of working it out? Let's say you found somebody, right? They meet all your criterias, right? When you continue to pursue that relationship, and let's say, how bad does it have to get for you to be like, I'm not going to work it out anymore? Do you always have a point of we're going to work it out? Or do you have a point of cutting off?
You know me, I'm quick to...
Yes. Yo, when it comes to faith and relationships, I will talk to Faith. I was just telling her this the other day. I was just like, oh, Faith, what happened to this girl? I don't mess with her no more.
Talk to her.
I don't talk to her no more. Oh, she's fake. Oh,
no,
I'm just like, what's going on?
It's just like, I like to protect my peace, and I don't like stress. I don't like any extraness. Like, if anything disturbs my peace, you gotta go. So I feel like, to the point where I feel like I'm disrespecting myself. If I'm disrespecting myself,
that's a good one.
Then I gotta go. It's to the point where it's like, okay, because I'm not someone to like. I'm working on this. Like, I'm not someone that likes to give a bunch
second
of people,
chances.
Chances.
Yeah.
No, that's not me. Like, one and done. Like,
yes.
You got one.
And it's not even one and done. Like, later on, you're done for life. You're done for life.
No, like, you can't come back.
Yeah, you're done for life.
Like, and
the block list is long.
I'm working on that. Like, I'm working on my patience. I'm working on giving people time and giving people chances. Would you say that you're emotional? Like, you lead more with your emotions than with your thoughts when you're really in it? Like, you're really in it. Do you think you lead more with your emotion, or you're able to stop and think logically about it? No, I think logically about it.
Really?
Because for me, it's more like, I'm thinking like, okay, this person did me wrong this way.
Yep.
And I'm like, in the moment, I don't get angry until after I'm done with the person, and I think about it days on. Like, after everything has went down and I've already cut communications. That's when the emotion comes in, and I'm angry and I'm sad. Like, why did all that happen? Like, that was so unnecessary. But in the moment, I'm thinking logically. Like, I'm thinking this isn't good for me. Like, I don't need this person in my life. Like, they gotta go.
Go.
No, so when it comes to things like that, when it comes to emotion, right? Do you think that you would pair better with somebody who is emotional? Since you say you're logical, what do you think would pair better with somebody who's also emotional, who leads with the emotion first, then the logic? Or do you also want somebody who leads with logic, then with emotion? Because at some point, I feel like with Hope, have you ever gotten into scuffles with Sydney where you're like, I'm just not going to speak on it. I'm just going to let you have it. I'm going to move on. And I'm just going to lead with, just have it. I'm just going to not take this no more.
That's my problem, no.
Really? You like to be, you like to...
Are you an emotional person, or I think you're an emotional person.
I think you're an emotional person, too.
I don't think you're a
I think you're logical. No, finish it. He's not logical. He's not logical. I feel like, but there has been, I can speak for these people, right? Because for Hope, there has been so much emotional growth in Hope.
A lot.
That I wish you guys had seen him.
Emotional maturity.
Oh boy, it's like it was like day and night.
I never experienced
it. We never experienced it. Like day and night. Oh, it was bad. But it was the emotional maturity. And what do you think that, like, speaking from your perspective, how did that happen, and how do you think that's reflected in your relationship?
Be specific.
With your emotional maturity, did you feel like there was one from like high school to college?
High school to college. Like, when did you get that? I need to switch, because I feel like for me, like even seeing it happen like in real time, it was just like, whoa, whoa, like this is different. Like, I never, like, even mommy talks about it to this day. Yeah, like, you were her most difficult child growing up. Like, you took that crown.
Or do you not really see it? That could be an answer too, honestly. Because
no, I see it. I think it was just growing, maturing. I feel it was just good. It was just good to be. I think I just, as a kid, always just wanted to be on my own, independent. But then I finally got it. I'm just like, oh, this is not. And I was like, all right, well, this is what I wanted my whole life. So, but no, I think growing with the Lord. I think having good friends. Yeah. I think having good influences, that played a part in it. I'm still immature in my own ways, but I think that's what I enjoy, being immature in those aspects of my life.
But you feel like even though it took that immaturity to really realize the growth.
Yeah, it took a lot more than just that immaturity, but it was good. I'm still very immature.
So when it comes to the way that you see your relationship, what do you think mold the way that you see relationships? Because I feel like for you to know how to eat, for you to know how to walk, you had to have seen it. You had to have seen it or experienced it for you to be able to do it. For you, we'll start with you, Faith. Why do you have such, I don't want to say cynical. I think you have a cynical approach to relationships.
What do you mean by cynical?
Like cynical as in, this person's going to do me wrong. I'm going to stay far away until I know I can get close. Right? I feel like that's your approach to relationships.
It is very cautious.
Why do you feel like you have that cautious approach to relationships, as into, let me bring it in, and then if they hurt me, let them go? Why do you have that approach? What do you feel like in your past has caused that, or why do you feel like you have that mindset?
If we really want to get deep, watching my parents' relationship. And I'm not going to get too deep into that.
Yeah. But
seeing the relationship, like, I know how I want to be treated. So for me to, at the beginning, seeing someone not do me right, or seeing a certain characteristics that I don't want for myself, I'm easily going to be like, this is not for me, you gotta go. And that's honestly why I feel like I've never been in a relationship, because I'm very quick to, like, like I said, I'm a logical person. Like, I'm always thinking, okay, you're doing this now, what will you do later? Like, you're doing me wrong now, and this is such a, and it can be like this, like the tiniest thing, like not communicating, or like I tell you something that I want you, like, and it could be something small, like I want you to like contact me at certain times, and I want you to do certain things, and you're not like taking my feelings into consideration, and you don't do it, and that's like the little, for me, it's like the littlest things
that will,
that like it's not like I'm testing you, but like it's like a test,
right? So
like if you don't pass the test, then I know you're not gonna be like, you're not gonna be.
But why do you feel like you need to test? Why do you feel like somebody needs to prove themselves to you before you love them or like them, or why do you feel like the people around you have to prove themselves to you?
Not like they have to prove themselves, but like, this is my life, and I want someone that's kind, that's genuine, that like isn't coming in to just do rubbish or like just do nonsense. Right. Like, at the end of the day, I need to care about me, myself, and I. Right. And if someone else comes into that picture, they also, like, we also need to come together and be like, okay, what can we do to make ourselves better? Like, what are steps that we can take to take this to the next level?
Right.
Like, I don't want to be stagnant and, like, just stay in the same place. Like, I need to, if we're going to get into this relationship, we need to, like, improve and level up.
Right.
That makes sense.
You can't continue to stay in the same place if a relationship isn't moving in the way that you feel like it should be moving into.
Exactly.
So, have you felt like do you feel like that's something to overcome, or you feel like that's okay and you're going to continue to move that way?
I feel like it's not healthy to move that way because you have to, like, no one's perfect. Like,
no, not one.
Not one person is perfect. Mm-hmm. And you have to learn to work with other people and, like, work with other, like, everyone has different characteristics and everyone has different personalities.
Right.
And you're not going to, like, this isn't like build a bear or build a man. You can't build
we wish it was, man. We wish it was.
Want. So you just have to, like, learn to compromise and learn to work with whoever it is that you're going to go into the next level with.
It's communication. The learning is communication. And I think you have to have the right test, though. If you're going out, you should have your own personal test, because I don't like when people say this.
Yeah, because it feels like you're testing people.
Yeah, but I don't like when people are like, oh, only if they're a Christian, then you should marry, then you should, like, date them. Whereas, like, there's some Christians that I wouldn't date. Mm-hmm. It's not. It's just because I just wouldn't want to spend all day with you, right? So it's like you have to find someone who's compatible, who you enjoy spending time with. But then the real question that you will eventually have to ask yourself is does this person love the Lord? And then when you're in there, it's just like, oh wait, like, no matter who I do end up dating, no matter who I do end up marrying, like, if they do love the Lord,
it's gonna be alright.
It's going to be alright. And it's like there's going to be hardships left and right, but I'm not saying go date somebody that you don't find any affection in. Like,
just because they're Christian.
Because there's already enough suffering in relationships. Affection is not something you should be suffering.
And this is a shallow take.
Very shallow.
No, that's a deep take. But I'm about to say it's shallow take. The shallow take is a lot of people who are talking to me specifically about relationships, they're like, oh, you don't want to look for, the finest person out there. You don't want to.
Yes, you do.
No, you do. Because there will be a time when that person pisses you off, annoys you to the craziest degree. Imagine if that person is ugly. You're gonna want to leave the relationship right away.
But attraction fades.
No, look.
I'm not even going there.
No, look. Let me tell you why.
It helps. I get what you're going.
Let me tell you why.
It helps a lot.
It helps.
It helps a lot.
Even pastors. Every time I've been to multiple weddings, and pastors will always preach about weddings, and we're all adults here. Pastors will always preach about sex, because they will talk about how, oh, you're having, and it's always African pastors, oh, you're having problems. Oh, yeah, let's go to the bedroom and solve it. No, because it's true. There is a reason why God created sex. It's not only because to procreate, it's also to solve problems. If you're not attracted to your person, and I think you also owe it to your partner to keep yourself physically looking good. As much as much as you can, right? To your own ability. I'm not saying, crazy tragedy happened. Of course, those things are
still love.
But if you can, like, just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean you shouldn't still go to the gym. Doesn't mean you shouldn't still care about the way that you look.
Think that, like,
I know, people want to settle. Then you shouldn't. If we had a divorce lawyer here, I bet you the majority of that thing that divorce lawyer would say is that when I go into these relationships or these sessions, they say, "Oh, what is this boy doing?"
No, get your nasty.
They say, "Oh, he used to do this. He used to do that. Now he doesn't do this. Now he doesn't do." Why don't you continue to do the things that got her in the first place?
Okay, but it takes two to tangle, though. Why don't you just go ask two? Why don't you just say, hey, I really liked when you did this.
Maybe they did already.
And I feel hurt that you didn't do this. And I would actually appreciate it.
But what if the person just simply...
And imagine this. Well,
you should still ask.
And it's difficult, right? That's why I feel like you should really only marry your best friend. Because I can go up to my best friend, right? I would say like, guy or girl, and be like, yo, you... it's not looking good today. Like, it's not looking good today. Right? Like this one is brutally honest. Oh, Ebenezer, that picture, yo, your cheeks looking crazy. Right? Because we have that rapport. I feel like with a best friend, right? Or that's why you want to date your best friend. You don't want to be shy to come to party and be like, honey, you stink. Like, honey, because you want to be able to have that rapport and in a respectful way.
Those conversations are not easy.
They're not. No, I'm telling you. Because why? Because you love that person and you don't want to hurt them.
And you're still growing. Like,
you're not that comfortable yet, right?
Like, how's she gonna
react to that? Exactly.
But I've learned it's better to say it than to resent.
Yes.
Because especially like you said, I am emotional.
That's why that's why I didn't agree with your take earlier that you had. It wasn't on the pod. It was something you said off the record when you were like, oh, like if we're having an argument, I'm just like, I just let her have it. Anything. I just don't say anything.
Who said that?
You.
I didn't say that.
You were like,
to be quiet.
To be quiet. Like a guy's to be quiet.
No. I said, this is what I said. I said a good way to
make a girl happy.
To make a woman happy is to just listen. That's what I was going. Not just to like be quiet. But it's like when she's complaining about something, just shut up.
Yeah.
And I like that.
I feel like that's true because you want to hear the other person out. But I think continuously being quiet can build resentment.
No. But it's not like I'm talking about like a coworker. A coworker did something and she just wanted to talk about it.
Oh,
and then, as a guy, you say, "Oh, that's easy. Just do this and do that."
Yeah.
She doesn't want to hear.
Sometimes,
you say,
I see what you're saying.
She just wants you to shut up and just listen. Because I have 10 different. I said, "Oh, you can try this. Oh, you can."
Yeah. Sometimes they don't want a solution.
They don't want a solution.
They just want to hear. Yeah,
okay, but I need someone to tell me I don't want a solution. So I just have to ask, do you want a solution or do you just want a listener?
And that works for you. Yeah. I think people should do what works for them. But even to that degree, right? That's immaturity. That's still growing. But to that degree, we grow every day. To that degree, I had a roommate that this man would never take out the trash.
Oh, wait, what episode was this? I feel like everything we talk about is already...
Roommate from hell. Oh my God.
That was a whole lot of horrible roommates. I had a roommate that would never take out the trash. Never.
What did he do?
Sat on his ass. That's all he did. And he would never take out the trash. And I would be like, why don't you ever take out the trash? He said, that's a woman's job. A woman take out the trash. I said, so we just gonna be stinking up in this house? No,
you ain't got no women.
Well, got no women, so somebody got to take it out. So I would take out the trash, and before we just
you were his woman
apparently, because I would just take out the trash, not saying anything like, okay, whatever, and that built resentment. It built resentment to the point that I exploded one day.
Yeah.
Right?
Bro,
you don't want to continue to
in a relationship. Times that by 1,000.
Because you're with them forever.
Bro, and that's what I'm saying, bro.
And that's the other thing. You can't like, I will hear things about people's relationships and I will be like, yo, that's unacceptable, or what did you do, or what did that person do? That's the hardest part about being in relationships, is you can't keep count of the bad that they've done. You can't keep count. Like, see, that's the thing. Why do you feel like you can? Or you shouldn't?
Because I feel like if it was me, I'd just go to my notes and be like, this I did date.
Look. The reason why you can't is because a relationship makes you look in the mirror. And as much as you want to be like, oh, you did this on this day, you do that on that day, then it's like, what if they did that to you? And then you're like, oh, well, you did this on this day, you did that on this. And it was like,
you're just gonna keep bringing up the past.
Yeah, you're just gonna keep bringing up the past, and it doesn't help. Like, that doesn't help anyone.
No, it doesn't.
And all it does is just makes you hold resentment and hatred.
Exactly. And
then you can't even love the person because you're counting. Oh, they did 2 good things. Like, real Christian love is to love someone even if they don't love you back. But that's easy. That's sacrifice, though. So.
And that's the thing. I feel like in relationships, especially in marriage, the tally is gonna be like if I should bring my parents and do the tally of bad and wrong, it would be 1,000 to 1,000, 1,000,000 to 1,000,000. It would be a lot, right? There's always something tit for tat.
There's no perfect relationship.
And you can't, and that's the thing, you can't hold grudge. That's why I feel like if somebody does something like there's this podcast, or not the show, Breakfast Club, that they do every morning. With DJ Envy, right? He had cheated on his wife. And it was a really big issue because not only did you cheat on the wife, you're a national radio station. Everybody now knows your business. It took forever for her to forgive him. That's
crazy. The fact that she even forgave him.
That's love.
But she forgave him, right?
That's love.
At that point, wait to piece it. Wait to do it.
Cheating is crazy.
But at that point, once she said, I forgive you, she can't bring it up again.
Oh,
you can't because once you say you forgive your partner for something that they did wrong, to bring it up again and again and again is not forgiveness.
It's not forgiveness.
That's holding it ransomed. So okay, you want to say I got that gold card? Play. Like I won the argument because you cheated 5 years ago.
Sin too.
Why? What? Speak on it.
Sin.
To do what?
Hold on to that.
To hold on to
cheating
grudges.
is bad. Yes.
To hold on
to sin on its own.
To hold on to grudges.
But
adultery.
To then hold that and resent over them and hate that person.
Use that as leverage for other things.
It mainly talks to husbands, but it talks about how that will block your prayers.
And that's why marriage is so hard. Because if you're really in the game of keeping this marriage together, you will have to forgive things that are so difficult. But this is the caveat. I will never forgive something that I can't forgive. Right?
But in order to make it to heaven, you have to forgive.
No, exactly. You have to forgive and forget. So it's difficult. But I feel like if you don't forgive somebody for something, I wouldn't say it because I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna still bring it up, and I have to. So that's the human part of us because I'm not perfect. We're not perfect. Yeah. So you have to ask God for forgiveness on that. But at the same time, I feel like if you're going into a relationship and your partner, it doesn't have to be cheating. You know, some people take other offenses way harder than cheating, right? It doesn't have to be that extent. No, some people do. And it doesn't have to be to that far extent. But once you are in a relationship or even more solid or marriage, you have to be, when you say forgive, I forgive you, it has to be I forgive.
It has to be forgiven.
Because once you say I forgive you, you cannot continuously bring it up in the relationship. That's how divorces happen.
Bro, this is the biggest thing. This is something that I'm going through with my therapist, where it's like forgiveness. And I dealt with this a lot in the summer. I had a friend just say something crazy while we were at work, and I'm just like,
wow.
Huh? I said, I know you can't be talking to me.
Oh wow.
What's that?
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, don't repeat it.
And I'm someone who takes it internally too.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, wait.
Did you call him out on it?
No, that's the thing. So at first I was like, wait. I was trying to really think about I was trying to think okay, what did I?
I hate when that happens because it makes me rethink. I should have said this.
Oh, I'm quick to say something.
Did I say something to make this person say that?
What do you mean by that?
And then I was just the whole summer, it was the other half of the summer.
Was bugging you.
Just didn't talk to him.
Oh wow.
Because my biggest thing was, all right, I'm not going to disrespect myself by allowing him to disrespect
me.
Yeah.
And then I realized, oh my goodness, I sinned so much, and I fell so short, and my heart was so hardened when it was even time to have that conversation. Because even the guy...
With the therapist or with him?
No, with the guy.
Oh, wow.
My friends were like, bro, what's going on? And I was like, yeah, he said this. And they're like, oh, when did this happen? I was like, oh, a couple months ago. They were like, there's no way you were holding on to this for a couple months.
Wow.
And it was like, if you would have brought it up just in time, we could have hashed it out.
Squashed it.
Done, right? But it was just you held it in for so much. It's just now it's now I'm the one who's in the wrong. Because I'm the one, no matter what the offense was, I didn't have the courage and I didn't respect our relationship enough to be the bigger person and be like, hey, I didn't like when you did this. Hey, I didn't like when you do that. So then it held. My heart was hardened. My relationship with the Lord was sour. I would even talk with Sid about it, and it would just be like me just be like, I don't know what to. Yeah, just venting. And then I talked to my therapist, and it was just like, you just can't hold anything in. There's literally nothing you can hold in. And I was reading this book I never even finished, but it was about this woman whose husband cheated for a decade.
Whoa.
And she's a Christian woman, and she writes a book about how she had to forgive her husband. And it's just tough. For
each time or for the whole decade of
No, he was in one relationship for 10 years. Yeah.
Oh, with one other person.
With another person for 10 years.
For the same person.
Yeah.
With the same person.
Yeah, with the same person for 10 years.
That wasn't her.
That wasn't her.
He cheated with the same person.
He cheated on her with the same person for 10 years.
Whoa.
Yeah. And she
forgave, right?
Oh my goodness.
And did she forgive and divorce?
No, she forgave. If she and
they're still together?
Yeah, and they're still together.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's too mature.
Even the parts of the book I've read, it talks about how don't try to be like, oh my goodness, forgiveness is this easy thing. Forgiveness is just a one-time thing. No, forgiveness is a continuous thing. Because even though you say you forgive, there will come a day when your heart is hardened. You wake up on the wrong side of the bed and you're mad. And then you know what the first thing you go to?
That thing.
Just cheated on me for 10 years.
10 years is crazy.
He cheated on me for 10 years.
10 years and you're still, girl, if you don't.
Yeah. See,
stand up.
But it's just like,
girl.
Because at the end of the day, you have to come to a realization. When you do decide to marry someone, that's it. No matter death, cheating, this, that, like.
I have a different outlook on that.
Unless a person is physically about to kill you.
I don't. Or cheating is one of the worst offense in my book.
Even in the Bible, it says to even still stay. The Bible says that the only way that you can, in the Old Testament, in the New Testament too, talk about the only way that you can give your wife a certificate of divorce is because of adultery. But then Jesus comes and says the only reason why Moses gave y'all that commandment is because your hearts were already hardened. You were already going to divorce your wife. You were already going to sleep out. You were already going to
because the wife cheated.
No, it's just you were already going to do it regardless.
Oh,
It's not like you were going to be faithful to your wife, and then your wife ended up cheating on you.
Yeah.
It's because you were unfaithful.
You wanted that scapegoat.
And you wanted a scapegoat, and it was given onto you.
I see.
So don't think that cheating, like to say that cheating is the holy grail is like. I don't know. It's kind of just like God. It's like you're kind of belittling God, and it's like God can't work through this.
But for you, what do you think about that when it comes to forgiveness at all? What do you think about extreme forgiveness, like the 10 years forgiveness for
10 years?
10 years.
Extreme forgiveness
with the same woman. That's
whoa.
That you deliberately did that. Like that wasn't like a mistake. That wasn't like a one-time slip up. 10 years is 10 years of our lives. Is crazy. I'm not forgiving that. I'm not.
Okay,
let me.
Because I actually want to ask a question. I want to ask a question.
Okay, what's your
question? Because I somewhat agree. Let's just be honest. If someone cheats on you for 10 years, you'd be mad. Rightfully so. Is this forgiveness?
You wouldn't be mad.
No,
you'd be
I can
destroyed.
forgive. I will forgive. Because in order to get
like if you didn't know about it
of heaven, I need to forgive and I need to forget. But that's the end of the marriage.
But look.
That can happen too.
Because then you have to ask yourself then. The real question that I've actually had to ask myself when thinking about this is, okay, how much more does God love us? Because if you say this person cheated on me for 10 years, and it's hard for me to forgive, and it's hard for me to stay in this relationship. Imagine the things you do because we think this 10 years, we think cheating is this holy grail, it's this worst thing that anyone could ever do, right?
In a relationship.
Look at anything, stealing, and I'm not even trying to get legalistic here, but I'm just like lying. The Lord feels a million times more pain than you do. And he still chooses to forgive. So it's just like thinking about it in that sense where it's like, all right, the Lord in of himself felt more pain in us doing things that we count as little white lies or little white things. And he feels so much more and he still chose to die on the cross.
Wait, but the Lord like views every sin as equal though.
Somewhat.
He feels like no matter what the sin is.
Yeah, all the sins are equal. A little white lie
or murder. It's murder. Like it's all equal.
Yeah,
because it's all the same level.
And the other thing I would say about that too is you can't hold yourself to the same standards as God in terms of forgiveness.
But look, you have to understand it though.
But you have to understand it. Yes,
because when you say that, because I would agree with you where it's like every sin falls onto one big category. Because what does sin do? Sin separates us from Christ. That's the only category it falls into. But we can't sit here and say the guy who murdered a 10-year-old kid is the same as a guy who stole candy from the candy store.
It's not.
No, it's not. Because there's different punishments to sin. But at the end of the day, all sin does separate us from Christ.
Right.
So that's what I would agree, but also disagree on that.
So to kind of round it up, right, when it comes to relationships, moving forward, right, with you, because the level that you are in with your relationship, right?
Let's not speak too much on it.
Okay, let's not speak too much on it. We talked about how do you know you're ready to be in a relationship? How do you know you're ready to be married? How do you know you're ready to be a husband?
I'll never be. It goes, I'm not. You not know me. I'm not ready.
We know you.
I'm not ready at all. And I think, and that's the work of the Lord at the end of the day, where it's you surround yourself around people who are married. You have mentors, you have friends who will guide you. By the end of the day, it's, are you in a Christ loving relationship? And
that's the foundation.
That's literally the only thing that
should be the foundation.
And knowing that, okay, if my relationship with Christ, if I love Christ more than I will ever love Sid, I'll be good. But if I love Sid more than I love Christ, we're gonna have
and you gotta know that your partner is in the same mindset.
Oh my goodness! And this is a conversation we have all the time.
It's so key.
Yeah, but I think it's the biggest thing at the end of the day, especially in the dating, boundaries. Gotta set it from day one. That's when
boundaries and expectations.
Yeah, because you gotta let people. You grow up different than people.
Other people. Yeah.
Like Sid grew up in a very different house than me and Faith did. So it's just like I can't. Like I'm very clean. I'm a clean freak sometimes.
Yeah, let's end the pod right now. Because he's lying through his gap. I was gonna say through his teeth, through his gap.
No, I don't like these. Like not like that. Like my car probably is.
Like his room. Like.
That's it. But I'm talking about like feet. Like feet. Like I wouldn't like touch someone else's feet. Like I wouldn't. Like it's little. Alright, bro. It's the people that know you the best.
We need to run that back.
The people that know you the best.
And look at his and then zoom in on his feet.
No, our reactions when he said that.
Nah.
I am.
Nah. I feel like everybody's perspective is different. From Hope's perspective, he's very clean. From his perspective, he's very clean.
Thank you. I didn't say I was
From his perspective only.
It's crazy. Faith, any questions for us or your viewers? And you know what? Actually, give our viewers a question for them to answer in the chat. Think of something based on what we've talked about in terms of relationships. What's a question you would have for our viewers?
Do you think like you're ever ready for a relationship? Your friend that's was talking about like getting married and like he has only known his partner for like a couple months. Like when did he know like
it was time to get married?
It's time to pop the question. And like it's only been a short little couple
months. Short amount of time.
Like when do you know? Like is it true that when you know, you know?
When you know, you know.
Some people will be waiting forever.
Yeah, I don't get that. You
to know.
Talking about you've been dating for 3 years and y'all ain't married yet?
Yeah. Or you want your third kid and you're not married yet?
That's a different conversation. They're not.
So is it possible for you to know when it's time for you to be in a relationship?
Is it possible for you to know when it's time to be in a relationship?
And also last thing is people are in different parts of the walk. Like if me and Sis started dating freshman year, we would be dating for 4 or 5 years before we get married. But it is like in the timeline of our lives, we're in a different time in our lives. So everyone is different. So your timeline is your timeline. If you and your person you're dating is comfortable with it, don't let nobody tell you.
Get into it. No, yeah, because I knew people while I was a sophomore in college that were getting married.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
It is.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Whole Lotta Podcast. This has been your host, Ebenezer Ojo.
Hope Adebayo.
Hey, Faith Adebayo.
We'll see you next time. Peace.